I'm going to unbox this u839 Nano 3D 2.4 gigahertz 6-axis gyro drone. It's a really cool little drone. The 2.4 gigahertz refers to the Bluetooth connection on the controller. Nano is, you can see by the size, it's really small there. That's in comparison to my hand. The 3D, I think, means because it can go not just forward, back, and sideways, but up and down also. And the 6-axis gyro, it can actually go not just forward, backwards, and sideways, but it can also go on both diagonals. And one kind of important thing here is it says ages 14 and up. It's not really a toy. Even for a 14 and up, it should be somebody that's a little bit responsible, because otherwise it's going to get broken or lost really fast and possibly hurt somebody. Okay, so these are all the components unboxed. The first thing to look at is the instructions. Now, you probably won't understand these very well the first time if you don't have any experience with drones. I didn't, that's for sure. The mention of UFO and everything, and there's some grammatical errors in here that might make you think it's not written very well, but it is understandable and it is pretty good. Note right here, it says that this product is not a toy. That's probably the most important thing on here. We'll go on to the batteries. These are the batteries. They say it's ready to fly, or most of the advertisements say that they're ready to fly, or RTF. You still have to put in the batteries, so they're not 100% ready to fly. This is the charger. There's an LED on the charger, on the side I think it is, and when you plug the charger into a USB port, it'll light up. Then when you plug the battery into the charger, which takes a little bit of mucking around with here, up, there it goes. The light will go out, which is not plugged in now, and when it's fully charged, the light will be on again. When you work these connectors, make sure you grab them right by the connector, because you can break them real easily. There's also extra props and a wrench. That's so you can take the prop guard. That's this plastic piece around it. So you can take that off. That'll make it like a little bit faster and stuff. I haven't tried that yet with the other one that I have. You can take the prop guard off, or the only time that I've needed to use the wrench to take the props off is when I've gotten hair or lint wrapped around the motors and around the props. And one thing to keep in mind, if you're taking off more than one prop, there's both clockwise and counterclockwise props on these. So we can go on to the controller. Now I'll go over the controls on the controller a little bit better later, but this is the throttle. Get used to that one. It's very sensitive. That gives more throttle, that gives it less. There's also yaw, which is a way of turning it. I'll explain that later too. That's yaw to the left, that's yaw to the right. This joystick controls forward, back, left side, right side, and then you also have the diagonals. Now the controller requires battery. Some of the descriptions of this drone say that the battery is AAA's, but they give you this that goes in it. The instructions, I think, mention AAA too. I have a charged battery here, and I'll plug into this one. And it can be a little bit tricky getting these back on, but you gotta tuck the wire out of the way. Well, that was a little bit of struggle getting that battery in there, but I got it in there. It's probably not the best engineering with such tight space there, but it works. Okay, this is the drone itself. This is like so cool. The last one I had a paint scheme that was all white, which isn't quite as good because like this gives you a little bit of visual so that you can see where the front and back is. The front will be red, the back will be the black side. The LEDs are also colored to give you that. The battery gets inserted right here. I'll do that right now with the battery that I have charged. Here's the battery. You insert it. It's a little bit tricky slipping it in there, or at least it was with the other drone, and it is with this one too. And this isn't the proper order for powering it up. You're supposed to power up the controller first, but I'm going to power this on just so you can see the LEDs on it. Now these are really great when you're flying at night because like from the bottom you can see it and you can see which direction it's going. The blue LEDs flash on the front. They're solid once it's flying and connected to the controller. And then you can see that the red LEDs would be facing forward, the blue LEDs would be the back. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the power on process, get it connected, and I'm going to see if maybe I can get it to hover. The first thing that's done to do in the proper sequence is to have the throttle all the way down, turn the controller on, push the throttle all the way up and then back. Now this LED is blinking slowly, and that means that it's ready to connect with the drone. So I'm going to power on the drone. Power on the drone by connecting the battery. And you hear that doot doot doot, and that means it's connected. Get the battery out of the way so it sits flat on the floor. It should really be a level floor to calibrate it. And actually, I'm going to turn it around so you can see the LEDs on it. Because to calibrate it, don't touch the throttle yet. To calibrate it, there's a sequence of using this joystick: forward, back, left side, right diagonal down. And when you do that, you'll see those LEDs flash on the drone, and that means that it's calibrating. Left side, diagonal. Okay, so now it should be calibrated. It should really be a flat surface to calibrate, not just a flat surface, flat level surface to calibrate it. I'm not certain this is 100% level, but it should be pretty close. I'll turn the drone around because it's easier to fly that way, because this is the front and this is the back. And I'll just see if I can get it a few inches off the ground. Let me move it forward a little bit. Okay, it's hard to tell from that little bit of distance because there's a lot of turbulence underneath it, and but it looks like it was taking off backwards. So I'm going to set the trim. The trim is the button, or the forward and back trim is the button right here. To make it go backwards more, just as so it would go backwards more, you press on this side. To make it so it goes forward more, which is what I want, I'm going to press on this side. And now let's see if it'll go off a little bit straighter. It's got a little bit to the side, to the left side, so I'm going to press the trim button for the side, so it goes a little bit more to the right side. And let me put this a little bit up further so it can be seen. I'll try again. Well, it's kind of hard to operate in tight spaces like that, but so I got it hovering. And so that's a start with it.